Hey friends, Bree here. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I am doing a fall Whole30 meal prep. I am so excited to be sharing today's video finally with you all. It has taken me so long to get back in the kitchen and cook Whole30 meals, but honestly, I love it. At my core, it just makes me so happy. So if you're new, I hope you choose to subscribe. We have wonderful recipes today. I have a beef and sweet potato chili, as well as a fall sheet pan dinner that, I'll be honest, I'm going to tell you how I would have tweaked it a little bit more. But in the sheet pan dinner, we have a roasted chicken with some roasted vegetables, roasted bacon, Brussels sprouts, you know those are like my go-to, and this killer awesome pumpkin chai seed pudding that's Whole30 approved. It's sweet, it's delicious, it's perfect. And lastly, we're doing a slow cooker Italian beef roast. So let's get right into the video. Hey guys, Bree here. Thank you so much for stopping. Oh, I need a little like lip gloss. Hold on one second. Okay, that's like a million times better. Hey guys, Bree here. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I am doing a fall Whole30 meal prep. If you're doing a September Whole30, I want to know about it. Comment below. I think I'm going to do it too. I'm going to be honest with you for like a hot second. I'm feeling today like very over my own BS. I think moms in general, I can relate mostly to like moms that have little kids. A lot of them have the 4-year-old, 2-year-old, and almost 1-year-old, which I'm planning his first birthday, and I'm like so excited to film all of that. But I'm just like tired of my own excuses lately. I'm waking up feeling so tired. The day, I have like wonderful moments throughout the day with the kids, but like it drags on. We just got back from vacation and I'm just like feeling that vacation bloat. So I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna commit to the Whole30. In full transparency, a big hesitation for me, I have two. The first one is each time I've done a Whole30, I've gotten pregnant. Like fully, I'm not saying that that's, you know, like I have, it's fact. So I am on birth control now, but I don't know, I'm like afraid of that. And then the second is it's really hard with little kids. If you're a parent that like doesn't eat off your kid's plate when they don't eat something, you're like a true superhero, because it is so hard for me to let food go to waste. So like if my kids, they finished their meal right there, which is great. But if like my kids have like leftover mac and cheese or like leftover grapes or leftover peppers, or I think peppers, I'm saying that because like that's the leftover stuff. It's like leftover fruits and vegetables. I'll eat it. Or if they like open up a snack bag and like they don't finish it, like I'll eat it because I don't want it to go in the garbage. But like that's also like just not healthy. So I think I'm gonna do it. And I went to the food store today and I got some like Whole30 pantry staples, because after I do this video, after I meal prep for today, I'm gonna go through that pantry and start to organize that. So that'll likely be the next video. Anyway, I'm talking for a very long time, but I just want to like, I guess, share my heart a little bit. Like, I'm just feeling really tired of like my own excuses, because I know that right now I'm living in a world of chaos and I'm enjoying it. I am, like, I'm enjoying the season of life a lot, but I wish I was more energized about it. I wish I like felt better like personally. So I don't know. I know the Whole30s are like always like such a good kickstart for me to like get back on my like healthy game. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so in today's video, I'm meal prepping. I am doing like everything's Whole30. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of this stuff is like sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts, because I don't know, I'm feeling that. Oh, my battery's dying. Anyway, let's just get right into the video. If you're new, I hope you subscribe and stick around, but let's just do it. Okay, so I am going to straight up be using recipes from a book. None of these are my own, so I'll tag the books and the recipes below. But I also want to just do like a very mini pantry Whole30 prep, because these are the things that like get me through the Whole30 very, with like minimal, what's the word I'm looking for? Minimal, hold on. Okay, let's start that again. I want to do a mini Whole30 pantry staples that help me with any type of like roadblock that I have for Whole30. So before having children, I used to just like make all of this stuff. Since having kids, I just have to buy it. So I love the Primal Kitchen ketchup. That's my favorite one. Barbecue sauce for life. I love Caesar salad. So like I will literally just like put this on some greens and have it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Again, the same with the oil and vinegar Primal Kitchen. Dijon mustard, I love that on salmon. This is like a new almond butter to me, but the ingredients looked amazing. They're just almonds. Mayo, you can make that, but I don't have time. Fire roasted will go in the chili, and then I love like an easy dump and go meal, so I'll put this with chicken or shrimp or whatever in the crock pot, serve it with cauliflower rice, and you're good. I snack on like a lot of veggies. These are my favorite, specifically the jalapeno beef stick. I'm gonna pray that this is Whole30 because actually it is. Don't you love that? I love that they do that now. Carrots, I'm gonna make smashed potatoes, and then I reheat my smashed potatoes in the air fryer over there. Some good old formula and bottles, but in the air fryer. And yeah, after I do the pantry, I'm also gonna go through all this stuff. I also love to have hard-boiled eggs on hand. I'm gonna hard-boil some more, but I needed some for like today, so I bought 6 eggs. And then we'll be using the chicken. We're gonna do Brussels, that's my greens, sweet potatoes are in there, and then that's for the chili. Apples, fruits, all that stuff. So the first recipe that I'm going to do is this beef and sweet potato chili. I've had this before, it's really, really good. I love it for lunch. And sometimes I'll even eat it with breakfast, to be honest with you, but it's just like a really easy recipe. And it is on page 33 of the Whole30 cookbook. This is definitely something that I recommend you starting with if you're doing Whole30 is the cookbook. And I can tag a couple podcasts that talk about the program, and then I love the Define Dish. So I have both of her books here. That's who we're using. That's who we're crediting. The original creator. I'm not creating a lot of these recipes today. I'm just looking for easy and done. So we're gonna do that first. Okay, so the first recipe that we have today is a staple in my house. It is so good. You won't even miss the beans because you can't have legumes or lentils on the Whole30 program. First, we're starting by washing our produce. So what you're going to need for this recipe is to dice up some red peppers, and then you're going to want to dice up your onions and your sweet potatoes. You need a serrano pepper. Just be careful with the seeds. Sometimes my hands and skin can get sensitive to like jalapenos or serrano seeds or anything like that. I love to crush up some garlic. Then you're going to set your pan to medium-high heat and brown your turkey. So, oh, actually, I just realized that I used turkey instead of beef. It came out so good. But so yeah, you're going to ground up your turkey, and I like to season it. For turkey, it's not as forgiving because it's leaner as beef. So you want to keep it moving while you're browning it, and then you're going to add your seasoning. So this was chili powder, paprika, and some chipotle seasoning. So yummy. From there, I like to add in my vegetables. So I added in the onions, the serrano pepper, the red pepper, and I let that saute up for probably like 2 minutes. I like to mince my garlic using this like garlic press, especially on meal prep days. This thing is kind of a pain to clean, but on meal prep days, because I'm using it so often, I love to bring it out. We added the peppers here and added the bone broth to the mix. I love cooking in my Dutch oven, which is what that pan is. I feel like it's like a cast iron. Everything cooks evenly. Nothing gets really overcooked. So that's kind of a secret. If you have one of those and you don't use it, definitely use it more often. Your meals come out so much richer and better and just like not dry. Then I'm adding my fire roasted tomatoes. I used 2 cans because I think it needed like 40 ounces or something like that for the recipe, and it was a perfect amount of liquid. So keep that in mind when you're making. I forgot to add the sweet potatoes to the mix, but I simmer everything on low anyway, so I got those in as quickly as I could, dice them up as small as I could so that they would cook quicker, toss them in the pan, and yeah, so yummy. You guys are gonna love this. If you make this recipe, please comment below and tell me how you like it, because truly it's like one of my absolute favorite Whole30 meals. It's so delicious. And with football season coming up, if you want like a healthier alternative, definitely use the turkey. And this recipe is so good. I top it with some green onions, and I just love it. I can't say enough about it. I totally am. Look how hot that is. I'm done. So I used to put cinnamon in my chili, cinnamon in my chili. I used to put cinnamon in my chili, and I think that's the only thing I would add to this is a little bit of cinnamon. But otherwise, it's really good. It's spicy. And I loved to store my meals in like glassware. This is the Snapware. I have them in all sizes. I love them because they're stackable, so it's easier to store. And then what I also like to do is put everything, or at least a portion of everything, in freezer bags. That way throughout the whole 30 I can just grab something that's compliant. Okay, so this is from the Comfortable Kitchen Cookbook, Alex Snodgrass. Doesn't that look so good? So some things are changing, but I'm doing this apple cider vinegar Dijon roasted root vegetable. I'm doing it with sweet potatoes, baby carrots, onion. I do not have parsnips. So those are the three that I'm doing, and I'm adding chicken to it. So I don't know if you guys follow the Defined Dish over on Instagram. I love her. I feel like I oftentimes take like a purge of who I follow and who I'm influenced by on social media. I think that's like just so important for me personally. But she is somebody that I continually just like go to search because she has like the best recipes. And even though she's super successful, I still find her to be really humble. Let me know if you have any other people like that in the comments below, especially if they're like Whole30 chefs or cooks, because I love to just like find new people. Anyway, so we chopped up all the vegetables. Use whatever root vegetables you had. I like the sweet potatoes, onions, and carrots. I find that I always have them and they're just easier for me. And then we make the marinade. So with the marinade, you need Dijon mustard, you need olive oil. I think it's like a cup of olive oil. You'll need salt, pepper, some thyme, and a little bit of either red wine vinegar. I used apple cider vinegar here. You can use balsamic vinegar, and then get that in really good. What I did in the recipe that made it a little bit different was I used chicken breast, thinly sliced chicken breast. So I needed to roast the vegetables first before adding the chicken breast, otherwise the chicken breast would dry out. So I'm roasting these vegetables from 15 to 20 minutes at like 425, 400. You know your oven better than I know your oven, so just kind of go with what works in your kitchen. For my oven, it's truly 425 for 15 to 20 minutes. I keep checking at the 15-20 minute mark to see what it looks like. And then while those were roasting, I prepared the chicken. I used the exact same marinade as I did for the roasted vegetables. And I think the only difference I would add here would be a little bit of garlic and a little bit of balsamic. But otherwise, this came out pretty good. I really liked it. Because I'm using thinly sliced chicken breast, I am only cooking them for like, I really want to say like 15 minutes. And what I should have done was cooked the root vegetables a little bit longer, so like 25 minutes. And then cooked the chicken for 15 more minutes and checked on the chicken at the 15-minute mark, and I probably would have cooked for like 25 minutes the chicken itself. Ideally, you want to roast your vegetables for like anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes. Sweet potatoes take longer, carrots take longer. Okay, now I'm gonna try the chicken. I just made like a quick little plate. It smells really good. That's good. That's super easy. So I wish the carrots cooked a little bit longer. Okay, easy. This next recipe is super easy because it's basically just a side that you can add to any protein. I like to cook sides versus having a ton of proteins because I don't know, I don't love having leftover meat as much. I just like it when it's fresher, although that's not always feasible, but sides don't bother me. So for the bacon roasted Brussels sprouts, all you do is essentially clean them, trim them, and roast them. So I cut them in half. I like take off the, I guess, like root part, and I season them really, really well. So olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, tons of salt, pepper, roasted or garlic powder and onion powder, and then you pop them in the oven for 425, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, flipping them once in between. So for this, at the point where you flip them, that's the point where you're going to add the bacon. So we're going to chop the bacon. I'm using the Applegate Farms Sunday bacon. It's the one with the Whole30 approved label on it because there's no sugar added and no nitrates or anything like that. So you'll pop that, you'll sprinkle that on top at the halfway mark after you've flipped over your Brussels sprouts. I like to flip them face side down, like the part where you cut in half side down. That way they get that beautiful char on the inside of the Brussels sprout. And then top it with the bacon, let it rest. You can store these in your refrigerator for, I think I store them mine up for up to like 5 days, but usually they're gone before then. And you can make like a quick little aioli with it by just doing like mayo and some minced garlic, a little salt, pepper seasoning. It's just such a good dish, and a lot of times I'll eat like an egg on top of these, and it's like a quick breakfast as well, or just even a hard-boiled egg. And it's just super duper easy. I love having these every single week, either this or like broccoli every week during a Whole30. It's truly a lifesaver in terms of building meals that have enough fiber to control like the sugar and the fat that you, or not sugar, but the protein and the fat that you're putting into your body. Okay, this next recipe, I got it off of Google and just altered it to my liking. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is my new favorite recipe. It's so good for like that late night craving, or that sugar, not late night craving because I stop eating around 7 o'clock when I'm on Whole30, but like if you just need like something sweet at the end of your dinner, this is the recipe. Okay, so what you need is 3 cups of almond milk. I like using the Milk almond milk. That's just the cleanest one. You can also use the Caphilia Farms one, because the milk one is definitely pricey. But you do 3 cups of milk, and then you'll add, I added 4 dates because I was making 4 different like smaller dishes of it, and the dates is where you're getting the sugar and the sweetness. So make sure you get the Medinjewel pitted. You don't want the seeds in it, otherwise it'll turn out horrible and crunchy. The pitted dates to 3 cups. Then you add your seasonings. So because mine's pumpkin flavored, I did cinnamon, a little bit of salt, and some pumpkin spice. And then I did 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, a compliant kind. Mix that up. And now you're going to add half a cup of chia seeds. So I have a Nutra blender, and this was like right on the edge of it fitting in, but everything worked out fine. If you have a normal blender, this will be no problem for you. But so you're adding in half a cup of chia to the mixture, and then for like the next 20 minutes you're just gonna pulse, not continuously, but you're going to pulse the mixture together in your blender just so that it mixes up. As this is sitting in that almond milk blend, it's gonna congeal and it's gonna taste so much like pudding. So if you like rice pudding or tapioca pudding, then you don't have to pulse it as much. But if you want it to be like a really creamy pudding, just pulse it more, because what it's going to do is blend up the chia seeds rather than just mix it in. Okay, so I just took a little bite of this because there's so much over, and oh my god, it's so good. It tastes like pumpkin pie. Like healthy because it's chia, but like really freaking good. Oh my god, that's really good. Definitely use whatever toppings you like. This would be really good with like some like roasted apple or sauteed apple with a little bit of cinnamon. I store them in the small Snapwares. I love the Snapwares so much. And then I was gonna have this for my breakfast, but I actually think it's better for like an after dinner treat. This is typically my breakfast. Okay, so this is day 2. I thought I was gonna get more done yesterday, but surprise, surprise, with kids, it never happens. So today I am making an Italian like slow cooker beef roast. It's really good. It's super easy to make. You just throw it all in the crock pot, sear the beef beforehand, and it comes out really good. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, so this is where the recipe is from, the Whole30 cookbook. And this is everything that you will need. Some fennel, carrots, onion, or potatoes, onions, some type of a roast, and then parsley, Italian seasoning, crushed red pepper flakes, garlic powder, onion powder. So before I put everything in the crock pot, I'm just gonna put like a spear around the beef so that you lock in all the juices while it's cooking in the crock pot. I find that if you don't do that, then the meat itself becomes really chewy and it's not as tender. And then next, I'm gonna take the fennel, the carrots, the potatoes, the onion, and the bone broth and put it inside of the crock pot. Okay, so it's just gonna look like that. I have the potatoes, the carrots, the onions. I'm gonna put a little bit of the fennel. I'm gonna take probably half of some fennel and just put it in here. Like that. Okay, and I'm doing all this while I'm keeping an eye and searing the beef. So I have the fennel in, and then I'm just taking this bone broth here and putting it right on top. Next I'm gonna add my seasoning. Next I'm gonna season all of that. I like to season things as I go. So I have some onion powder. Some garlic powder. The pepper flakes. Very good, Bridget. Parsley. And Italian seasoning. So you want to get like a good like crust on it, more than just like cook it on the outside. So I have it on medium heat. I also forgot to mention tapioca flour. You could also, to make like the roux, but you could also make, you could also just do regular flour. It really just depends on your dietary preferences. Because I'm making this Whole30, I'm using tapioca flour. And you'll see. This magical part in all of this is what I'm about to do right after I transfer the beef to the slow cooker. Okay, now I am going to transfer the meat to the pan, or to the crock pot. Okay, so now we're just gonna scrape up the bits, and a little bit of the broth. Okay, and I'm gonna take a scoop of tapioca flour and just put it in there and then mix it all up until it's like a nice roux. I'm probably gonna get a whisk. Just chop it all. You're just gonna cover and cook for 10 hours on low, or cook on high for 5 to 6 hours. Okay, and here is the roast. Look at how good that looks. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you're doing Whole30 in the comment section below, and please subscribe if you're new. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday.